Hello friends and enemies, we're back to Happy For Now. It's me, Isabel, here with my 10 things I'm leaving behind in 2024. I love this trend of like ins and outs for the year. I personally especially love the outs because I just enjoy hearing what other people want to leave behind. I don't know. I'm nosy. I'm curious. I'm intrigued, right? So I was like, I've got to do my own list. Let's dive directly into this and talk about it. First up, the very first thing I'm leaving behind in 2024, which I did a pretty good job most of this year is ignoring bad hot takes. But I got tempted into one the other day because it was somebody saying that every like reading accessory is trash and like it's only acceptable if you're disabled to use them. And I was like, no, we're just gonna swipe. We're not engaging. If you are gonna be very purposely obtuse about things and are not asking in a genuine way, same thing when people are like, how do you read so much? Like in that like way where they're judging you, bye-bye. Not engaging. Or saying audiobooks don't count. Any of that, like any like very purposeful hot take that is being used to drive like engagement, I'm out. Now you may be like, but you do Romancelandia. Yeah, but I try to like bring you the information, you know what I mean? I'm not just like trying to give you constant hot takes, because if I included every single hot take, Romancelandia would be a repeat conversation every single month. It already is sometimes, but it would be even more repeated because I swear some of these people bring it up every month. So I'm just saying bye-bye to that and that behavior. Caveat, obviously, also if it hits a certain point or if it's a point we haven't discussed in a while, it may come up in Romancelandia or if it's a bigger creator or something, but we're just see you later hot takes. I don't want to deal with you anymore. The next thing is I'm done with the Goodreads Choice Awards. I will vote in it. I will join my friends to live react, but I no longer care. And I felt that way this year about the 2024 winners, which is a weird sentiment, but I truly looked at that list and I was like, I hope Abby Jimenez wins because I really like her books. I would love to see Emily Henry not win, but it's just like when Coho was winning for years in a row, Emily continues to win for years in a row, and it's just boring. I don't believe that I am the intended audience as a romance reader for the romance section of that award. I don't think I'm the intended reader for most of the other categories because the books I read in those genres are never nominated. Well, sometimes horror tends to have more things that are on my radar than others, but still, I just don't think it's worth my time. Like, I already don't do, like, we did a big collab a couple years ago where we read like 10 years of Goodreads winners, and that was really fun. I think that was great. But I am just like, I have no urge to do predictions, to do more like a reaction that is anything but me live with friends reacting, because like that's, to me, that's just hanging with my friends, you know, like that's different. Like I'm good. I think Goodreads Choice Awards are not meant for some of us readers. Like they are meant for other readers, right? But I think some of us who are very engaged in the bookish space are just never going to find ourselves reflected in those awards at the end of the day anymore. So there's that. The next thing I'm leaving behind is not marathoning book series, because I just did this and it had been in the vlog you could have just watched on Thursday. I often get wrapped up in this idea with my videos that like my vlogs won't be interesting if I only read one series the whole time. This won't be interesting to anyone. Like this is a boring wrap up. This is a boring this or that. Like as a content creator, it's just something you start doing in your brain, and I'm done. We're not doing that anymore. We are just gonna read next year. I mean, I will still read intentionally, which is something I always do anyways. I'm always going to be picking up underrepresented authors and characters in books and things like that. Like that's just something I do. But I'm done not marathoning a thing. If I am just obsessed with a book and I want to read book 2 immediately, I'm going to read book 2 immediately, and book 3 and 4 and whatever, and just go through it. And sometimes it'll be a vlog project that I do it with, and sometimes it's just going to be my regular weekly vlogs, and that's okay. It's not that, again, I feel like I can't do it, but sometimes I'm like, oh, that feels like such a boring video, right? Where I just read through this entire series. But then the more I think about it, I'm like, that's actually kind of a natural reading thing, right? Like, I think maybe it's not natural for everyone, but I think sometimes as a reader, we read a thing and then we just keep going through that author's backlist, through other things until we're done. And I just want to do that again. I used to do that a lot. I don't do it as much anymore, and I miss it because I think there's something so joyful in just like marathoning a thing, right? So I'm gonna try it to be better next year. Next, we have consumption. Okay, so consumption on general level, like this is a very personal decision, right? Everybody's consumption levels are different. You have to make your choices. For me, this consumption thing ties into some very specific items. I try my best to keep a wish list of books I want. Like I have an Amazon wish list. I need to move it to Bookshop, but either way, at some point it'll get beyond both or switched. So I try to keep a wish list, right? So that when I go to the bookstore, if somebody wants to buy me a book, and my family, friends, whatever, they have a list to go off of. Well, I like to have that list so when I go in the bookstore, it's books I've read, because most of my shelves are books I've read. There are some that are not, and that's going to be part of a project next year. But I sometimes will go in the bookstore and pick things up that I have not read and am just like, ooh, I'm kind of interested in this, and I don't really want to sit there and like do the research then. I'm just like, I'm just gonna buy the book. I'm just gonna buy the book. I'm not gonna do that anymore. Unless the caveats obviously would be like, if I'm in a new to me indie and they have no merch I like, I might pick up a book I haven't read yet or something like that. But if I don't see anything, I'm also just gonna allow myself to walk away. I actually did that in the vlog last week. But yeah, I am going to pick up books, try to not pick up books just off a small blurb or a line when I see it online, like on TikTok and stuff. I am going to put it into a list where like I go look up more about it. I want to just kind of have a better grasp sometimes of what I'm picking up, because sometimes one line, one little blurb thing is enough. Sometimes one line, one little blurb thing is a disaster, and I read the book because I don't want to because I don't want to DNF it. So yeah, I just really want to like curb some of my bookish consumption. Read What You Own is happening again next year. Spoiler alert. But Shay and I are actually brainstorming some shifts and changes for it because we just really didn't do a great job this last year on it. Yeah, I'm going to be allowed to like write down a title I see at a bookstore or like on a staff rack or whatever and take it home and learn more and then go back and get it if I want it. But yeah, I'm just really, really going to try to not buy a thing because it's in front of me and I think, oh, maybe I'll like it, because I don't read my physical books. So I need to not buy physical books because I'm not going to read them, and I need this to be a reflection of favorites instead. Okay, next. This is a big issue of mine, and I've discussed it many times. You'll see it whenever I do my series update. I don't know when I do that normally. Whenever I normally do that, that'll happen. I need to finish things. I need to finish series. I need to finish reading series. I need to be current on series. I need to stop putting it off. Seriously, I need to stop putting things off because it's a series, because I don't want to be caught up, etc. So one thing I'm doing is I'm going to keep momentum on finishing series next year. I really just want to whittle down that list of series I have that are unread, and I need to make a new list so I have it and can just start attacking it, because there's no excuse. Because there's a lot of series I'm current on, and there's these ones that I want to be current on, and I just keep letting them linger. And instead, I need to just read them. So we're gonna start finishing being caught up on series more often. All right, number 6, not exploring more outside of the romance genre. So when I first came back to books in college, I had read like in high school and stuff, and like during college years, I kind of fell off some, and then towards the end of my college career, I started reading again. And I started in fantasy, and I started in sci-fi, and when Grumps was enlisted, I was reading pretty broadly, not just romance, right? Like I was reading sci-fi and fantasy and all these other things, and I would like to dabble more. I've dabbled more and more on and off, and I think it's, what do I want to call it? I think in some ways, like my channel, I feel like, oh, I can only read romance. But like, obviously I read manga, and I read manga that's not romances, and I read other things, and I can read whatever the hell I want. And that's what I'm going to do next year. I want to read a lot of these series and things I've had on my list that I wanted to try. If there's certain books or series you want to see me try in other genres, let me know. I'm happy to do a vlog for it, because I do have vlogs on the list of things to read next year that I want to try. Some of them are popular fantasy titles. Some of them are popular sci-fi titles. I have some lit fic. Like I do have some things I want to read, and sometimes I just like get so in the habit of only picking up my romances and I don't pick them up. So we're gonna try and change that next year. I really would like to revisit more of these things. Now, NetGalley. Caveat, I'm not fully leaving NetGalley behind. I am making a better strategy next year for NetGalley. I have been better in 2024 about my requests. I definitely have reeled myself in. But I'm still in the 70s. I would like to hit the 80s. I would love to be in the 90s so I could just not worry about anything I don't have read. Because I feel like once I get into the 80s, like mid 80s and up, I'm going to feel great. So I have been really cautious about what I request, even for 2025 arcs. I already have a stack. I have quite a few 2025 arcs. You're getting a vlog in early January of all my 2025 arcs, or most of them. We'll see. There's a lot. So it may be 2 vlogs. There may be like a January, February vlog and a March vlog, because I think there is an excessive amount of March releases on my list. So we'll see what I need to do, but it may be a 2-parter. But yeah, I'm going to do a vlog for that, and I'm going to keep doing that quarterly, or again, if I need to break it up, I'll break it up a little bit for y'all, where I read these new releases that I'm interested in and you see in my NetGalley check-ins and talk about them. But I also want to implement, like, okay, don't just go on NetGalley and request things. You need to have read 2 arcs, submitted those reviews, and then you could go request one more thing. I have auto approval for 2 publishers, so like most of the books I want to read from them are not just going to vanish. So I do feel like I have time on that front as well to read something and request still, because usually those books go up a few months in advance. So if I keep current with the NetGalley vlogs, I think this will be a really easy way for me to have like a stockpile perhaps of some requests that I can make. So I'll have like a spot in my spreadsheet where I'll track like how many requests I can make at that time, and then just edit the number as I make them. Okay, the next thing, number 8, I don't know if I've even done numbers this whole time. Oh well. Scrapping or canceling video projects. I want to be better about this. I have a folder on my hard drive that is just like canceled projects, and it's pretty empty. And I'm pretty good about this, but I want to be better about it. I sometimes will try and like scrape together what I have or extend a project longer than I should instead of scrapping it and just moving on. And I want to be better about canceling video projects for myself, because it's okay to cancel things, and that's just like a natural part of the creative process in my opinion. Sometimes you start to make a thing and it's just not coming together how you want, and you just gotta let it go. You just gotta let it go. Let it go back into the world. So I want to do that more next year, and I want to be better about it. And I would like to see like myself, I don't want to see myself cancel projects, but if I feel the need to cancel a project, I want to give myself permission going into 2025 to do so. And that like maybe if that canceled project means I miss a video, that's okay. And I just keep moving forward, because it's not going to kill me to miss a video here and there. I have been doing this for a long time, and I have been very diligently uploading 3 videos a week, almost without fail. And that's because I don't want to give up vlogs. If I didn't vlog, I don't think I would do 3 videos a week. I would only do 2. But I just love vlogging my life. I think it's fun. I think it's interesting. And it's more of it's a passion project for me. And I know that's not everybody's favorite thing, but I love it so much that it's going to be the thing that I'd probably never get rid of. Next, number 9 is giving authors second or third chances. So there's some things here. Sometimes I feel like I will try an author and I'm like, I don't know if you're for me. And I give them another chance and I was like, you are absolutely not for me. And I need to stop doing that. Caveat, if I feel like it's a like first book or a book that I could have really loved, I may give myself a second chance with an author. Like if it's their first debut, I might be like, I'll try your second book. Maybe it fixes some of the issues I'm having, but I'm not going to continue to give authors just multiple chances when they're just not working for me. And I need to not do that. I'm really bad about it. This also, I feel like, is a DNFing thing. I need to be better about it, and sometimes you DNF an author and that just means you need to be done with them, and they're truly just not for you, and that's okay. Like, you're allowed to, say no thank you to things. Okay, and the last one. This is not a drag on these events. I love that these events happen. I love them so much. I think they're fantastic. I think they're a great discovery tool. And when I say this, just take a breath, because I've got an explanation. Stuff Your Kindle days. I'm done. Not because I don't love them and I think they're fantastic events. Not that I'm not going to recommend you books that I have read from them and loved, but I have folders on my Kindle of Stuff Your Kindle Day books I've not touched. So I need to say no more, until I read those books, until I try those books, until I DNF them, love them, whatever I decide. But I do not need to get more books from a Stuff Your Kindle Day anytime soon. I really, truly do not need to click, yes, I want this book, let's download it to my Kindle, on anything else. Because let me tell you, that is dragging my Read What You Own down. It is dragging my Kindle, it's a limitless library kind of, right? But it's just like my browse on my Kindle can just be so cumbersome, because I have so many free books from the last year, from when I first got my Kindle in 2007? No, 2008? 2008 or 2009 when I first got my Kindle. So I gotta say goodbye to Stuff Your Kindle Days temporarily. And then obviously I'm gonna go through them and to rec authors or books I have read from there, and or I am allowed to get it if it's a favorite author's book, if I haven't read it yet, or if I have. Because I do that sometimes. I'll get a book I've already read and loved for free, and just so I own it, But yeah, I love Stuff Your Kindle Days. I think they're such a great resource. But when you've been reading on Kindle as long as I have, they have become a bog on my device. There's just this lump that's just floating there, and I need to do better so that I can, better pick things. Because sometimes they're just it's free, so who cares? So Stuff Your Kindle / free books, I need to be a little more cognizant of. So let me know in the comments what you're leaving behind in 2024. If any of these spoke to you as something you would like to leave behind, I'd love to hear about it. I just love this trend. I think it's so much fun. If you don't want to do any of that, you can leave me an X or the circle with the slash through it emoji down below, because obviously no more of this. It's bye-bye. I will have links to my friend anywhere on the internet that I am for y'all down there, and I'll talk to y'all in just a few days in my next video. Bye!
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions, we'll get away. This is what we wait.